Okay, good morning, Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I hope everybody had a good holiday, and it was a busy time. Hanukkah and Christmas overlapped this year, at least the western part of the church. And I don't know if you know it, but the eastern part of the church celebrates today. So if anybody celebrates today, Merry Christmas. So I just found that out this morning. So there's a different timing in different parts of the church, so different calendars, so that's interesting. So I have a psalm today. It's rather long, so I'm going to start right now. And this is a topic that's really important today. It's about evil and how to avoid it. And so this is becoming more and more and more important. This is a psalm. Okay, and David had lots of evil in his life, both personal and outside. So he's very, very well aware of this issue. So I'm going to go through this, and I have a little summary at the end. So, do you want to follow along? It's Psalm 37. It's page 874 in the books here. Okay, Psalm 37 of David. It says, "Do not fret because of evil men, or be envious of those who do wrong. For like grass they will soon wither, like green plants they will soon die away. Trust in the Lord and do good. Dwell in the land and enjoy safe pasture. Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart. Commit your way to the Lord and trust in him, and he will do this. He will make your righteousness shine like the dawn, the justice of your cause like the noonday sun. Be still before the Lord and wait patiently for him. Do not fret when men succeed in their ways, when they carry out their wicked schemes. Refrain from anger and turn from wrath, and do not fret." That's the second time he said that. "It leads only to evil. For evil men will be cut off, but for those who hope in the Lord will inherit the land. For a little while, and the wicked will be no more. Though you look for them, they will not be found. But the meek will inherit the land and enjoy great peace." That's just carry over from the Beatitudes. "The wicked plot against the righteous and gnash their teeth at them, but the Lord laughs at the wicked, for he knows their day is coming. The wicked draw the sword and bend the bow to bring down the poor and the needy and to slay those whose ways are upright. But their swords will pierce their own hearts and their bows will be broken. Better is the little that the righteous have than the wealth of many wicked. For the power of the wicked will be broken, but the Lord upholds the righteous. The days of blamelessness are known to the Lord, and the inheritance will endure forever. In times of disaster they will not wither. In days of famine they will enjoy plenty. But the wicked will perish. The Lord's enemies will be like the beauty of the fields. They will vanish like smoke. The wicked borrow and do not repay, but the righteous give generously. Those the Lord blesses will inherit the land, but those he curses will be cut off. If the Lord delights in a man's ways, he makes his steps firm. Though he stumble, he will not fall, for the Lord upholds him with his hand. I was young and now I'm old, yet I have never seen the righteous forsaken or their children begging for bread." I've got to say the same. "They are always generous and lend freely. Their children will be blessed. Turn from evil and do good, and you will dwell in the land forever. For the Lord loves the just and will not forsake his faithful ones. They will be protected forever, but the offspring of the wicked shall be cut off. The righteous will inherit the land and will dwell in it forever. The mouth of the righteous man utters wisdom, and his tongue speaks what is just. The law of his God is in his heart. His feet do not slip. The wicked lie in wait for the righteous, seeking their very lives. But the Lord will not leave them in their power or let them be condemned when brought to trial. Wait for the Lord and keep his ways. He will exalt you to inherit the land. When the wicked are cut off, you will see it. I've seen a wicked and ruthless man flourishing like a green tree in its native soil, but he soon passed away and was no more. Though I looked for him, he could not be found. Consider the blameless, observe the upright. There is a future for the man of peace. But all sinners will be destroyed. The future of the wicked will be cut off. The salvation of the righteous comes from the Lord. There's salvation mentioned in the Old Testament here. The Lord helps them and delivers them. He delivers them from the wicked and saves them because they take refuge in him. And Steve, can you put up that PowerPoint? So I just summarized this because there's a lot of stuff in there. And you really need a teaching on this, but I'm just going to go through this quickly. Okay, so what's evil? Well, I looked this up. There's not a lot of definitions out there in biblical literature, and it's really hard to disentangle from sin. But I think it is different, and here's one I found. It's the presence of corruption, malevolence, depravity in the world, as opposed to God's nature and will. Scripture stresses that evil is a force in its own right, rather than the mere absence of good. That's pretty interesting. Okay, so I just summarized these because there's a lot of stuff in there. And so I broke it down into two things. There's behavior. Remember, I've been talking about behavior quite a bit. Do not fret or be envious of evildoers. Trust in the Lord. Turn from evil and do good. Befriend faithfulness. The Lord loves faithful people. Delight in the Lord. Commit your way to the Lord. Be still before him. That's a hard one, but this is what we're asked to do. That's not the only place in Scripture that says it. And wait patiently for him to deliver us. So don't try and deliver yourself. Wait for him to do it. And I gave you a testimony on that before. Refrain from anger and do not fret as it leads to evil. That's an interesting one as well. So there's also attitudes in here. And I didn't put down the attitudes of the unrighteous. I just put down the attitudes of the righteous. The righteous are satisfied with a little. The righteous speak wisdom and justice. The righteous are merciful and generous. So that's the attitude that you have that goes with the behavior. And then I think it's all summed up in Romans 12:21. Do not become overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. That's a good thing to remember. It's hard to remember when you're under stress, but it's a good thing to put in your heart so that when it happens, you know how to behave. Okay. So that's Psalm 37.